I'm a political junkie. I watch so much news. I watch so much CNN, MSNBC, Fox News. I just soak it all up because I believe about being involved in my democracy, involved in everything that's going on, but beyond just a mere, casual standby interest. I mean, I love it. I've been into politics. I've been into government, all of that. I'm just fascinated by it. But I'll tell you, I'm so sick of Benghazi. I mean, I've been hearing about Benghazi this, Benghazi that. You just get turned off by it. And, the Hillary Clinton hearings and just everything that's become political venom, back and forth. It's become so politicized. Now we have a new film from director Michael Bay, 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi, based on the book by Mitchell Zuckoff. And it's about the 13 hours of the Benghazi disaster, or however you want to call it, the Benghazi affair, the Benghazi terrorist attack. And so a lot of people are asking me, after seeing the film, is it political? I mean, what does it come down? Conservative? Does it come down, Democratic? Where does the political influence lie? And I'm happy to say, zero. There is no political influence. This isn't about who was responsible. This is not about the jockeying for blame. This is about the 6 heroes, or they're all heroes, but specifically the 6 men who were the secret soldiers of Benghazi. And when I say secret soldiers, that, the Middle East, especially in Libya and Syria, these are the most dangerous places in the world. And as you're watching this film, you find out about all these covert operations that are going on over there. And let's take Benghazi. Let's take Tripoli. Let's take Libya. And so what unfolded in Benghazi, one of the most dangerous places on earth, considered the most dangerous by the United States government in terms of the uprising and just, how dangerous it is. You have what they call an annex, a CIA annex, which is not officially there, but they're gathering intelligence. They're gathering all kinds of information, doing things, to better the country and to forward the United States' agenda. And during all of this, they also had an embassy there, but it was unoccupied. So Ambassador Christopher Lawrence came over to do a goodwill tour to start kind of building the trust again with the Libyan people after Gaddafi fell and all of that kind of stuff. But what happened was on September 11th, 2012, there was what we now know a terrorist attack on not only the embassy, but also on the annex. So there was a lot of people there. There were a lot of CIA intelligence people. There were analysts. There was directors. There's all kinds of people with the government. And then you also had, crack military teams. Then you had the security guys. So these guys are all ex-military. They're Navy SEALs. They're Rangers or whatever from every branch of the service. And they're essentially hired after getting out of the service to use their skills to protect Americans, to protect company interests over there, like oil companies or whoever wants to hire them, essentially what they are. So when all of this went down, it's a play-by-play. It's the 13 hours. I mean, literally this is a factual account of what happened in Benghazi during the terrorist attack. And you see the heroism of these 6 men. Specifically, I know there's a lot of heroes in this movie, but this is showcasing the 6 military men that put themselves above anyone else. They put themselves in harm's way, and as you watch the movie and you hear all the details coming out. First of all, you're extremely proud of our veterans. You're extremely proud. If you know me, I'm a coward. So I am so proud. Anytime I meet somebody, no matter what their age are, if they're in the service or they're a veteran, I go to my Veterans Day parade here in Las Vegas every year. I try to get involved with that more and more. And I just think that's just the most noblest effort that you can do is be part of the military service. So I try to do my part where I can. But when I meet somebody that actually puts their life on the line or has put their life on the line, that's the greatest sacrifice that you could ever make. So while watching 13 Hours and you see this play-by-play of these terrorist attack happening in Benghazi, you can't even imagine, even though it's to a Hollywood film, and Michael Bay just puts it on pretty thick, with terms of action, you just can't help but think to yourself what these guys have gone through and what we owe to them and all veterans. And I call it the shaming of America in this movie because these guys were abandoned. They really were. Repeatedly, they were asked for backup. Repeatedly, they were asked for things, and they could not get there in time, or they were 400 miles away or different air bases or whatever, or they were there secretly, so they couldn't ask for help because you're not really supposed to be there. And you're going to invade a sovereign country, to rescue your men that aren't supposed to be there. So the movie is super complicated when it comes to what's legal, what is right, what is morally right, what to do when Americans are in danger? What is your responsibility? Not only on the ground with these 6 men, but what is your government's responsibility? So you're frustrated during this movie. You're on the edge of your seat during this movie. You're proud to be an American. You're ashamed to be an American. And you just want to reach out and try to help these guys. And I'm telling you, it's 2.5 hours, close to 2 hours and 15 minutes of some really intense battles. And then also you have my other philosophy is what are we doing there? You know, it's like these people, when I say these people, I mean these Arabian countries, these Muslim countries that need to figure out their own problems. They need to step up to the plate. You know, we've been trying to police that area for decades, and you know what? We're the invaders. I totally see that. I can see this. And that's the other complicated thing in the movie that it profiles. You don't know who the enemy is. You don't know who friendly is. You know, all the wars that I've ever been, you know, everything that we've had, there's the Nazi uniform, there's the Vietnam uniform, but you don't know, they're not wearing uniforms. You don't know whoever's approaching you if you're friendly or if you're the enemy. And their attitude is they're all enemies. So this is good. This is a long review. I know I haven't even got to just telling you just the overtones of this movie. So I got my cheat notes over here, as you always know. John Krasinski from The Office. He plays a Navy SEAL. Just outstanding performance. And you know, everyone in this cast is phenomenal, but the two that just stood out for me was Krasinski and also Pablo Schneider, who's porn stash, you know, in Orange is the New Black. I mean, I saw him the other day in The Lords of Dogtown. It was on cable. I'm like, oh my God, there's porn stash. So this guy's been acting 10 or 15 years. I think I even interviewed him for Lords of Dogtown. I went blank on that. Anyway, he plays Tonto, and these guys are just amazing. I mean, I can only imagine that they're channeling these men, their karma and their energy, because their performances were just outstanding. Well, as you know, Ambassador Stevens was killed in this attack, and the movie is you feel like you're so far from home while you're watching this movie. You felt like you're in Libya, and you just feel how isolated and the questioning these guys have, and the courage that they have. And you know, if it sounds like I'm doing, a love fest for our veterans and for these military men, I am. I mean, unlike you see Black Hawk Down and also even American Sniper, you just see, the American public is now, through movies, is really learning about what's happening. If you don't watch the news, and most people don't, but I do. But I mean, if you just see this movie, it's not fiction. This is a true story. It actually happened. And Michael Bay deserves a lot of credit because, yeah, he does some of his gimmicks and crane shots and explosions and stuff. But you know what? It is a movie, okay? You are there to be entertained, but also to come away educated and also come away knowing what keeps our democracy safe and what keeps democracy going. Amazing film, folks. Amazing film. I really, really enjoyed it. 13 hours. The official long title, 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi. Don't miss it. You know what? See it and discuss it and get involved. All right. For more reviews and interviews, just surf on over to my website at vegasfilmcritic.com. Also, if you like what you see, and I know you do, subscribe on the little V right there and give me a thumbs up. And, hey, put your comments below. I would greatly appreciate it. Hey, check out my Facebook, too. I'm always on there. Yeah. Is that enough pandering? All right. I'm Jeffrey K. Howard. I'll see you next time.